like to call this meeting to order of the Pinson City Council, February 21st, 2023. If you would stand for the invocation and remain standing for the pledge.
Father, we again come to you tonight asking for your wisdom, and we just thank you again so much for your many blessings. Father, we do want to lift up those that are having some trouble here in the community. We especially want to lift up the Pinckney family. Father, we know that Nancy was an excellent employee here and did many nice things for us, keeping this place first class over many years. We just want to thank you for her service here, but we do want to lift up her family at this time. Father, we also pray for Counselor Churchwell that you will help him feel better very soon. Again, Father, we just ask that you would, as always, be with our first responders, be with our folks that are doing things. We thank you, Father, for the opportunity of training for those first responders that we may be talking about tonight. These sort of things in order to keep our kids out of harm's way. Well, again, we just thank you for this evening, and we ask that you be with us at this time. We ask this in your name.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, may be seated. Also like to recognize that Loxhill Tuck, the longtime mayor of Tarrant, passed away this past week. Our thoughts are with her family, Jeff and Kirby and the gang. Kirby is a Pinson Valley graduate, was Loxhill's granddaughter, played softball at Pinson Valley. So keep those guys in your thoughts as well. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Counselor Irvin. Here. Counselor Walker.
Here.
Counselor Roberts.
Here.
Counselor Churchwell. Counselor Kirkland. Here. Mayor Cochran.
Here. At this point, I think I'm going to turn the meeting over to Counselor Roberts to chair, just because my voice is a lot weaker tonight than normal, if you don't mind.
No, it's no problem.
I got you covered. I think we're going to call on Chris. Well, we've got a recognition to do first.
So,
Counselor Walker's going to do that.
Counselor Walker, will you go ahead and
We have a resolution to read in honor of a young lady that's with us tonight.
Yes, we do have a special guest in the audience tonight, Anaya Griffin. She has achieved a first for Pinson Valley High School in winning the girls Alabama State wrestling title for 2022, and we would like to recognize her tonight. And in addition to being on the wrestling team, she also participates in color guard and winter guard, and holds a job. So, and I assume your grades are excellent as well. So I have no doubt about that. So, whereas extracurricular activities such as sports provide opportunities for young people to learn the valuable skills of teamwork and sportsmanship while developing their athletic talent, and whereas to become a winner in a sport, team members must excel in multiple skills and abilities, commit many hours to practice, and apply effort and self-discipline, and whereas Anaya Griffin had an exceptional season, concluding with the 2022 Girls Alabama State Wrestling title, and whereas Anaya Griffin represented Pinson Valley High School, the city of Pinson, and all of Jefferson County with superior skills and in a sportsmanlike manner. Now be it resolved, the Mayor and City Council of Pinson desire to recognize Anaya Griffin for her outstanding work and dedication to the 2022 season. Adopted this 21st day of February 2023, Mayor Joe Cochran and Council.
Now, I may be mistaken. Should that be the 2022 season or 2023? We'll get that fixed. Okay, no big deal. Just making sure. So what we'll do is we'll give you this document tonight, let you look over it, make sure if there's any spelling errors, we get corrected, and we'll reproduce it, re-sign it with the right dates on it. My apologies.
and we'll get Counselor Churchwell to sign it also. When,
Now, we'd like to get a photograph made with you, if you don't mind, and your family.
Everybody look this way. Great.
Joe, everybody cry.
You can keep that one.
We're gonna redo it with the right date on it, re-sign it, put it in a frame.
So to make all this official, then, is there a motion for that proclamation? Is there a second for that proclamation? I'm sorry.
Second.
Second on that right there. Let's go ahead, just so to make it nicer, let's go ahead and do a roll call vote on that, Madam Clerk.
Counselor Irvin?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Kirkland?
Yes.
Mayor Cochran?
Yes. And thank you for that point of order.
Not a problem. We were all excited to get the, make the presentation and everything, so it was.
Now, you don't have to stay for the whole meeting if you don't want to. You're welcome to leave whenever you want.
It's so much fun.
Because we can be a little bit boring. But if you want an education on how government works, stick around.
He did give you, that is your opportunity, and if you want to. Oh, sorry. Exactly. It's your opportunity to escape should you desire. Thanks for coming.
Thank y'all for
Thank you,
being here.
guys. So very proud of her.
Yes.
That is an incredible accomplishment.
Absolutely. Councilwoman Irving, do you have the bills?
Point of order, minutes.
Minutes.
Oh, I jumped on down here. Okay.
You want me to do it?
Do we have a motion for the reading and the waiving of the reading of, and the approval of the minutes?
Gosh. Yes. I'd like to make a motion to approve and waive the reading of the minutes for February the 2nd.
Second,
Very fast.
on point.
Is there any discussion concerning those minutes? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed? So moved on the minutes.
Let's bring Chris up at this point. Chris Horn.
Oh, yeah, Chris.
Chris is here to give us some insight and wisdom and maybe an introduction.
That's right, thank you. Chris Horn, Captain Centerpoint Fire. I handed all of you an invitation earlier in the pre-council meeting on our ribbon cutting and groundbreaking ceremony we're gonna have on the 18th. Also, you call point of order all the time, so I guess I need to call point of order and make sure that someone gets Bob there for that, because he was very inspirational with helping us with this project too. So I've been cut by the knees back there, but it's looking good. Phase one, as I stated earlier in the meeting, is completed. Hopefully we'll have a good turnout and we can start going on phase two. Also, I'd like to also announce, I did at the other council meeting I just left, we now currently have all of our stations, which are 4 stations, have rescue trucks in service at all stations. Station 1 has 2. We have put 1 in service all the time now at Station 4 up in Clay. 79 has 1. Obviously, they have one in Grayson Valley. So now we have up and going at all of our stations. So we're proudly to announce that. During our last promotion process, we had 2 captains that were promoted, and we had 2 lieutenants that were promoted. One of those captains is actually in charge of the station down here on Highway 79. His name is also Chris. He has been with us for almost 19 years, but he did volunteer for us also for 10 years. That was the norm when we started. You had to volunteer here before you got hired. Chris was also, and he's very inspirational with our Explorer program. He's the one that's kicked our Explorers program to make it recognized all over the state of Alabama. He's the one that started our Explorer program. So at this time, I'm going to let Captain Chris Brewis come up, introduce himself. He is the station captain. If you have any problems, like things going on next door that you have a question about, call him. Because I promise you, I got a phone call about that, and I investigated that right away, and he assured me that what was going on over there. So, Chris, if you'd like to come up.
Well, I'm Chris Bruce. Like I said, I've been here right at 19 years. I've been at the Pinson Station for almost 10 as a lieutenant, and just recently promoted to the station captain. So, like I said, if you guys need anything, we're there. Always, just a phone call away, or if you need to stop by, have a cup of coffee, we're there.
Well,
Appreciate everything you guys
congratulations.
do to support us and help us with training facility and our equipment.
It sounds like a promotion well earned. Congratulations from us. He's not giving us a chance. He's really good. He's like, I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and then I'm out. All right.
You'll be available for questions later, right? Okay, great. Cool. Thank you for coming. Appreciate that, and congratulations on the promotion. Okay, now we're going to move on to the payment of the bills.
Councilor Irvin.
Yes. I would like to offer a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $124,523.85.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Give that one to the mayor.
Do you have any highlights that you would like to point out on that?
Yes, we bought some more locks in our doors for $5,000. We also did some more of our IT stuff for $2,000, and we paid not our waste management, but our insurance for $40,000.
I saw that, and then also our audit. I guess that's what.
Oh, yeah.
Boyle
Boyle
Benefield.
Benefield, yeah.
Got to pay those guys.
They're important.
Yeah. Indeed.
Sounds good. All in favor of approving these bills, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So moved. We will pay those bills. Let's see here. We're going to now move on to enhancements, and we've got to have some discussion, I believe, on the trade days.
Yes, I would like to remind everyone that our next trade days is March the 4th from 10 to 2 on Main Street. So we would encourage everyone to get out, come out and support the merchants and our food trucks and enjoy it and see some old cars.
Sounds like fun, and if you'd like to have those more frequently, you're going to need to really pack it out over there
Right.
over the next few times that we meet. So I know there's been some enthusiasm on that. So let's see how well that goes. I believe we've also got some City Fest discussion. I heard about some good eating going on potentially at that.
Here, correct me if I'm wrong, the date is April 29th, right?
Yep.
So City Fest is April 29th. We have 2 or 3 food trucks that we already have on our lineup. We're going to add some more.
Yep. We've got Redbirds. We've invited Smoke on Wheels. We're looking for a taco truck. They're hard to attract. They like their spots and they don't want to turn loose of them. And I got it. I get it. We've got a new one that we what did I say?
Ruby D's.
Eat Bendy's? No, that's not
No,
it.
Ruby D's.
Ruby D's, that's it. Ruby, I don't know what the, and a lemonade junker, lemonade and such. Of course, we've sent out some invites to, and secured a few, but not enough. We want a few more. Matt's working on the arts and crafts end of this, getting some vendors there. Contisha and I have talked about some how to lay them out
Lay
there.
out.
You know, get a better layout of food in the area. You know, and so that we've got they have to go see our vendors. You know, kind of thing. We want to push them to them. So, but you know, it's a work in progress. We do have banners. We have banners to put out. We have 4 to put out well in advance, a month in advance, that announce where it is and the dates and the times. And then we have other banners to put out the week or closer to really pump it, say, hey, we've got City Fest here, so that we hit all these different locations. But I didn't want to wait till the week before, you know, to put a banner out. And, oh, if I'd only known, how many times have we heard that? So
Oh,
we're going to
yeah.
hit them early and just put them in key locations, the Swinney Hollow Triangle up here at Food Giant, or, you know, Winn-Dixie, and places that the state won't take from us, and that we can, you know, that are our properties, and try to get the word out, and then we'll expand on it. So,
These are new signs too, aren't they?
yes, ma'am, they are. They look really good. I wish I'd have brought a picture of you. They look really good. They really did. Turned out really good. So, if I could get back there, I might could find you a picture, but I did. I'm not.
You show it to us. Show it to us later, perhaps we can
Yeah.
see those. We look forward to seeing those photos. And you probably have the number for our Public Works director. He might
do.
be able to make sure that your signs don't get taken by our Public Works
I do.
department.
I will. Yeah. Yes. I can ensure that those signs will be around.
Okay, good. That is an advantage of wearing 2 hats.
Eric, do we set the time yet?
It's 10 to 2.
Okay, I thought so.
I feel like we're in a bit of deja vu there.
Twilight
on the
Zone.
thing right here. So it's a pretty neat trick there.
I'm pretty good at throwing my voice.
I thought so. We now want to move on to annexation. Councilor Walker, I believe you got a piece that we want to look at.
Yes. I would like to offer an ordinance of annexation for the property at 6962 Joyce Circle. That is at the Ridge in Innsbrook, owned by Terrence F. Miller and Audrey Lorraine Miller.
Is there a second on that?
Second.
Okay, we're going to need unanimous consent to move forward on that.
Counselor Irvin?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Counselor Kirkland?
Yes.
Mayor Cochran?
Yes.
Excellent. So is there any discussion by anyone concerning this annexation? I believe we just recently annexed another piece up there on that same road, didn't we?
We do.
So it's nice to have a little trend going up in there. I think we're getting down to, oh my, we're really getting filled in up there. So-
Well, we're trying to help them understand that when this construction is passed, we can come pave their road if they're all in. So you might want to all get in so we
Well,
can pave your
I
road.
don't know if peer pressure is a factor, but I believe that all these folks that are in the city around there probably are having some conversations.
They probably are.
I've seen that happen before, and there's something about a nicely fresh paved street tends to get people more motivated. So we certainly would be more than happy to have them do that as they all come in. That being said, I think we need to take a roll call vote to annex too. So.
We do.
Counselor Irvin?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Kirkland?
Yes.
Mayor Cochran?
Yes.
And Mr. Mayor, do you have any comment concerning that?
Welcome to Benson.
I thought that would be
usual.
appropriate.
What is that number on that? Announce that publicly.
Let's see here.
2305?
Ordinance number 2023-05.
That's correct. Okay, we've also got the, some stuff here from the mayor's report. He's got the dates here. Mr. Mayor, you may want to jump in if you need to, but I'll go ahead and read these off. We've set the Shred-a-thon dates for this year. The first one will be coming up on March the 25th. All of them will be from 9 to noon on these dates. The first one will be on March the 25th. The next one will be on June the 17th. And then we'll have our fall edition on October the 21st. So
And they all
again,
happen right here at City Hall. So,
bring your stuff and we'll be ready to mulch.
yeah. The, like to call it the Nixon truck.
The-
Nixon. Richard Millhouse.
Oh, okay, okay.
They're famous for shredding.
Shredding. Oh, that's correct. If you had said Colonel North, I probably would have gotten it even more. So,
Well,
I
yeah,
think.
Colonel North as well.
And I've met Colonel North. He's a very nice guy, but there was some shredding on his watch on that. So, Mr. Mayor, was
Maybe.
there any other thing from your report you needed to share?
No, not really.
Sounds good. We have no old business, believe it or not, but we do have several things under new business that we'd like to have. The first one is that we are offering a first reading on a resolution for changing the name of a street. We would like to change the name of the street. We've mentioned this before at previous meetings. Oak Street West is the road that leads into Bicentennial Park. We've got some folks, I might be among them, because who get directionally challenged, especially as long as Oak Street is it's not east, it's just Oak Street on the other side of the road. And so we think it might be more appropriate to name the road there something to do with Bicentennial Park. So this is just going to be a first reading, though. If you guys have any comments you might want to share with us on that. Councilor Churchwell obviously has got some ideas, and so we're going to wait and make sure we get them from him too. But
That's right.
anybody else want to share their thoughts on this name change?
What you thinking?
Well, you always said Bicentennial Way or Drive.
Bicentennial Way or Drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with Drive for sure.
I do too.
All right, we'll wait
So
for
the
John
first
to get
word
that.
has been set. Bicentennial sounds like it's popular.
I believe so.
I think it's important,
Me
an
too.
important part of the name of that road, and it coincides with the park name, so without adding park to it.
Right.
So I think
If
it's
we called it
appropriate.
Bicentennial Park Boulevard, then we'd have to have two poles to hold the signs
We
up.
would,
Yes.
indeed.
Okay, excellent. The next item of business is a TAASRO, I'm sure that can be pronounced somehow or another, a request from a couple of our SRO officers here in the, at our local schools. In the pre-council, I agreed to put this forward, but in light of the changes, there's someone else that would like to put
I'll do
that
it.
forward. Okay. Mr. Walker, I'll go ahead and let you do that.
Yeah, this conference, again, and like Councilor Roberts mentioned, it is for our SRO officers, and I would make a motion that we provide the funds. I believe we said an amount of $5,000. $5,002, thank you.
$4.
And four.
Four, okay. $5,004 for our two SRO officers to attend this conference.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this. I believe that Mr. Walker's covered this very well. Again, we mentioned this in the pre-council. This would allow our officers the opportunity to learn the latest laws, the latest techniques. We won't go into too much detail here because kids may want to be re-watching this, and so we don't want them to know all the tricks that are and techniques that our law enforcement are going to be learning. But let's just put it this way. This will get them ahead of the curve and let them know more about it. Personally, we're a little disappointed in that the sheriff's office, which used to do this, provide this training, apparently is unable to do this or unwilling. We'll have to let the sheriff answer for that, to do this at this time, but we think this is important enough that it's something that needs to be done, so.
Well, nothing is more important than being prepared to protect our kids. And if you can go to this training and learn one thing that prevents a serious event, it's worth every dime. And why they wouldn't pay for it, I don't know. Don't care, because we will, to help our kids. I say we will. We haven't voted yet, but I suspect we will.
I believe I know where your vote's gonna land.
You do.
Well, our kids are one of our greatest assets in the city, and we need to do whatever we can to protect them. Period.
Well, we've seen these tragedies, around the country and all, and unfortunately, in some cases, the law enforcement, has been caught by surprise, perhaps on some of these, and obviously, each one of them are pretty serious stuff when that active shooter situations take place. But training is the best way to be able to combat these situations, because if you're untrained, you're going to get caught by surprise. But if if you've been through this, thought through it in advance, you've got a lot better chance to try to save lives up front. So
Indeed.
we think that's good.
All right.
So any other discussion?
Nope, I'm fine.
Okay. That being said, all in favor of approving this motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And that motion obviously carries unanimously. Let's see here. The next thing we want to do is we want to look at some window replacement here at City Hall. I believe Councilor Kirkland wants
Yes,
to look at that.
I would like to make a motion to replace the windows at City Hall. I think it's back there at Heather's office, and they're rotting, and we need to replace them.
They're in the conference room, I believe.
Oh, they're in the
And
conference
Heather's
room?
office,
And
both.
Heather's office, yeah.
Both.
So this would be option 2 you want us to look at, and for how much?
Yes, 13,880 for option 2.
Okay, so I have a motion second on that.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion about these windows?
Got to have windows.
We
Right.
decided an open air policy is a little bit much, and
Indeed.
it's on the wrong side of the building for a drive-through, so we definitely don't want to look at that, so. All in favor of the new windows, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So move, we'll get some new windows on order. Next up, we want to look at some radar signs that were being proposed for Main Street. I believe that Councilor Kirkland has been catching some
Oh,
attention
yes.
down there on radar signs.
I get the phone calls too, Chris. Yes, I would like to make a motion for us to purchase some radar signs and for the amount of $8,290, I think it is what you guys said.
Plus
For
500. Plus 500 for both.
Oh, plus for the poles, $500 for one at each each end of Main Street there. So, and I really like, and just remember, people, that you speeders, you will pay $180. I'm not going to tell you how we're going to know it, but
Okay, so we have a motion for new speed radar signs. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second on the radar signs. So there will be no testing necessary of these signs. I believe they come pre-calibrated, so we don't have to worry about anything like that. But these signs will be very informative. We think that most folks traveling through there, especially when you come off of 79, you've kind of acclimated to a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit. They don't realize that the speed's much lower there on Main Street. So we think that by having this signage up, it will help get folks a little more attuned to what they're doing. If they're not, then as law enforcement begins to do some citing of the folks over there, they will be without excuse, because they will have not only had the instrumentation on their own dashboard, but they will also have some really nice signs on the side of the road that will have told them that they need to slow down. So these signs are going to be nice, because they're also going to tell them that they're going too fast and kind of flash at you and do that sort of thing too. So you've probably seen them in some other areas, but the this will get some here on Main Street. And with the trade days activities and other things that we have going on, you can't be too careful. So be a good move there. So any other discussion? All in favor of some radar signs, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And we've got new radar signs. I believe that was it for the new business. Is that correct?
That is correct. Then I think you were going to have a little brief dissertation on
I
waste
do. I
management.
did want to say a few comments on with our vendor for our waste management contract with the WM folks. I received an invoice from them, and I took opportunity to look at that. We do, for those that didn't know, we did have a couple of folks that were very nice gentlemen, came and spoke to council, answered our questions quite frankly. I have noticed that on my street at least, there seems to have been an improvement in service as a result of their hiring. I know that they said that they had a hard time getting some employees and stuff. It was funny, I saw one of them, and I believe the person was still being trained, because there were two people in the truck, and let's just say it was a long time between each time that the bucket was tipped. So I'm pretty sure the guy was a little nervous about what he was doing, but it was great. He was doing the job, and so that worked out fine. There was no credit, though. The mayor asked the gentleman while they were here basically, since they didn't do the service on a few different weeks, they had no expense, they didn't have any drivers, they didn't spend any money on gas, and they didn't have to pick up the items. So we basically asked for the citizens to be refunded that money through a credit. That credit has not yet shown up. I don't know how that's proceeding. I don't know if they're giving serious thought to that, but I would encourage them to continue to go back on it. But I will say this, I elected to call and spoke to the number here locally. The lady that answered the phone was very nice. She was very courteous, and she did give me what I would consider to be a generous amount back for the lack of service. So based on her comments and efforts and her friendliness, I would encourage all of our citizens, because I know that all of us didn't get service, to contact the waste management folks. The phone number, call that local number that's on the invoice that they sent you, and ask for they're well aware of the weeks that they didn't have service. You're not going to get a lot of pushback because they know they didn't get it. I do encourage you. It is a little bit of a wait, so that's the only negative, but hey, if you can get some bucks back, make a phone call where you're going down the road or something, or while you're not doing something else, be on hold, speak to that nice lady, and go ahead and get some of your hard-earned dollars back. And perhaps if some of that happens, the waste management folks might be a little more inclined to have some spare drivers lying around.
Yeah, jump on them. Get on 'em. That's all I can tell you.
You have to continue to be
Well,
squeaky wheel.
they missed my recycle for 6 weeks. Then I finally got them to pick it up a month ago, and they haven't been back. So, you know, we suffer the same problems you guys do.
Mr. Mayor, I have a number for call to try
Oh, I got a number.
on that.
I try to lodge that complaint through the normal process like anyone else would, so it's documented correctly. But stay on them.
Well, it is a good experience there. We don't have a special hotline or anything else to call, so we pretty much get to experience what the rest of the citizenry does. And, you know, honestly, I was like, you know, I want to take the time, and I'm like, yeah, I need to know what this is going to be like because everybody else is going to be suffering too. So we all jumped into the same pit there with you. Are there any other comments from the dais?
I just wanted to tell everyone again, let's don't forget about our bingo parlors. Let's don't forget about it. Let's keep pushing. I'm getting letters from citizens. I do need more of the citizens to either write me or call me. You can call City Hall and get my phone number, my cell phone number, and I'll be happy to talk to you. We need to act on it. We need to do something about it because they are illegal. And we're just sitting here watching the sheriff and his family just disobey the law. And if we did that, we would be arrested. We'd have to suffer the consequences. So I stress to everyone and I'm not against gambling. Don't get me wrong, I'm not. But let's do it legally, and let's do it nicely, but let's do it legally. So I encourage people to call me or write me or whatever, and we're not going to forget about it. Trust me, we're not. And we're going to do something about it, Sheriff. So just be ready. You're going to answer questions one day.
So I'd like to throw in on there, I have citizens have asked me, even since we started this discussion, they're like, hey, what has happened? Why can't y'all do anything about these bingo halls? And so the word is still not completely out about the fact that we are happy to report there are no bingo parlors in the city limits of Pinson.
That's right.
They are in our neighborhood, though, because they're in unincorporated areas. And the sheriff has not thus far done anything to remove those from that. So they, again, they're neighbors of ours, not neighbors that I think the majority of us would like to have, but they are here in the area and they're impacting us. I don't think people fully appreciate the efforts that are being put in to recruit new businesses, new opportunities here in the city. And it's not good when you're going down the road trying to talk about all the great things that are happening, and one of those tacky signs is flashing right in the face when somebody's talking about doing a multi-million-dollar investment here. So again, we really would like to have that tackled.
Agreed.
Any other comments, that or otherwise?
Well, I would invite Sheriff Petway to come to our council meeting and address it directly with us and let us know where he stands and what's going on. So open invitation, come to any council meeting you want and tell us what you got. We're good with that.
Be great. Be great to
Sure
know.
would.
So, and other areas that he might want to, folks might want to ask him about too. So
Yeah.
Be great.
Lots of questions could be asked. And I've been here for over 2 years as the mayor, and we haven't had him to a meeting. And so I'd love to see him come to a meeting and address us, especially since we have a contract with him and have sheriff's deputies that work for us and we pay for them. It'd be nice to have a drop-by.
Well, the gentleman at Waste Management did get out alive. So
He
I
did.
believe that, you know, we can be professional and still direct.
We
So
can.
I encourage the mayor to call the guys at Waste Management if he needs a pep talk or something, but come on down. We'd love to talk to him.
Indeed. All right, anybody else?
If there's no one else, were there any department head issues that we were supposed to?
No,
from anybody?
not tonight.
Okay. I would also say that we had a Chamber of Commerce meeting earlier today, and Mr. Winfrey spoke on behalf of the city. I've made a few comments to set him up. He did an excellent job. We got a lot of feedback from the folks that were there. They were very excited about the things that we're doing here in Pinson. So gave them a little bit of behind the scenes and things that folks that may not be attending our meetings regularly might not know about. So.
Well, when you put it in scope, it seems like a lot. Just day to day, you don't realize how much we have done, but we have done a considerable amount for now and for the future.
Agreed.
All right?
This is the second time today I've used someone else's notes to go with. So, Mr. Winfrey let me look over his before I introduced him earlier today. Okay,
now,
at this
now we go to
public comment. Is there anyone who would like to speak to the council? This would be your opportunity. Please come forward and state your name.
Come on.
Wayne Heights at 5900 block of Miles Springs Road. Who did I talk to? You, Mr. Roberts, or Mr. Cochran?
Will you be addressing the entire group? So.
Okay, entire group, okay. I just want to know one thing. Who owns the PHC's property now? Out there where the Palmerdale owns?
PHC.
Yes, sir.
Who what?
PHCC.
Who what?
Who owns the property?
Jefferson County Board of Education owns the property,
Well,
and we have a lease on the
yes, sir, I
property.
know you got 2 leases on it. But I talked to Joe Knight's office Friday. They own it. Jefferson County right-of-way owns it. Jefferson County Commission.
No, they don't.
Well, according to the tax records, Joe, right there in my paperwork, they own it.
Well, you have bad information. I hate that for you.
I talked to Bob Jones tonight too.
Jefferson County Board of Education owns that building. That's who
Well,
we
Dr.
have a lease
Goslin,
with.
he says he don't have nothing to do with it anymore.
Who?
Dr. Goslin.
Dr. Gonsolin doesn't understand much, so,
Well,
about that building.
yes, sir, there's paperwork on it right there. Tax
He
records.
doesn't have to understand much because he signed over a 99-year lease.
Mr. Heitch,
Yes, ma'am.
the
Yes,
last
sir.
word on this subject. We have a lease
Yes, sir, I
with the
understand
Jefferson
that. I got
County
the lease.
Board of Education
Yes,
for
I have
that
2
building.
of them. I have 2 copies of y'all's lease. And that's why I asked tonight, because every time I checked on.
What is your
Jefferson
point?
County- My point is, I want to know who to file a complaint with. and
About
everything.
what?
About Luke and everything.
What
Like-
about Luke?
Well, I'm gonna, I can say this. I wish he was at the pancake breakfast, Joe, because Luke was afraid to go up there because he was afraid of the police being called to him again.
Well, he was told through family members that that was not the case.
Yes, sir, but he got up at 4 o'clock Saturday morning, and he got his daddy up, said his bed was floating away. And he wet the bed that night, and he don't do that since he's 30 years. Okay, Joe, I know I'm chasing rabbits with you and everything.
You are.
Okay, I understand that. But I just wanted to make sure.
I made it perfectly clear that Luke is welcome, as
Yes, sir,
well
I
as
know
you
that.
guys,
I
to
know that.
anything that's not a private event there. I don't know what more we can do for you to continue to complain.
Well, I'm kind of upset because Luke didn't go up there Saturday because he
We
told
can't
me.
help that.
I
We,
know that.
as a group, can't do anything about that.
Well, you got rid of the problem up there and everything, the board members and stuff.
I don't want to hear about the board members and
Okay.
your version of a problem.
Well, okay. Okay, thank you, Joe, for your time.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes.
I'm getting old, I have to get up slow.
I appreciate that.
Good evening. You may have noticed my shirt I have on tonight. I wore this shirt every day in the city to support
Name
Joe
and address,
Cochran,
please.
running for mayor.
Yes,
Excuse
name
me.
and
Oh, I'm
address,
sorry,
Name and
I'm sorry,
address.
I'm sorry. James Heights, 5900 Miles Spring Road, Pinson, Alabama. I'm very sorry. I
We
thought
know you, but everybody
I
doesn't.
know that. I'll just start over. Good evening again. You may have noticed my shirt I have on tonight. I wore this shirt every day in the city to support Joe Cochran run for mayor during their mayoral campaign. Sorry. You have to forgive me, I'm old. Mayor Cochran, I noticed on your personal Facebook page, since you're disabled now, that you like to go to different places such as Pennsylvania High School events, the Dolphins football game, and Auburn University. Luke, my son, cannot attend an advertised public event in his community where he lives, located only 1/2 mile from his home address. The events located at the PHCC are advertised as a public event on Facebook for the entire world to see. But when a disabled person tries to go to the advertised public event, there is signage on the entrance door that reads "Private Event Invitation Only." Also, there is an admission charge to which the public event there is an admission charge to watch the public event. In the advertised Facebook public event, there is no mention this is a private event, and there is no way telling a person how to get invited to the event. Paying an admission price is your invitation. An event cannot be public and private at the same time. I have documentation to prove all what I'm saying. Luke has tried to attend one of the Facebook public advertising events at the PHCC, and each time he has had a deputy sheriff called on scene. Each time Luke was with a different companion. Once with his uncle, once with his father, and once with his mother. The common factor is Luke in all three instances. Luke requires a companion at all times who is a tool for Luke. His companion assists him in areas such as transportation, verbal communication, and his toiletry skills. Such as you, Mayor Cochran, require tools to assist you now since you're disabled. One is your transportation, the use of a cane, and sometimes the use of a wheelchair. Mayor Cochran, you and the City Council have within your power to remedy this infraction taking place each month at the PHCC of the disabled not being allowed to attend a advertised public event at the PHCC. Also, that there is signage placed on the entrance door to the before-mentioned advertised public event that reads "Private Event Invitation Only." This can have been accomplished in a very simple way. Issuing a letter to Luke stating he and his companion are welcome to attend the event, or by simply not renting the PHCC facilities to the program or company that do this practice, specifically the Bama Bale Pageants and the Southern Crown Pageantry. And also, my brother said, I found out that the Jefferson County Commission owns that property. Here I will give you the documentation I
Don't
have.
want it. Thank you,
And
Doug.
the
you, Doug.
letter, and what I just read. May I present that to you?
No, sir.
Okay,
Thank you for your
all right.
comment.
Thank you.
I wanted to say something here on this. I don't believe that the mayor's and you're finished.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, you're finished.
Yes, sir.
The mayor's physical conditions and all should never be used by anyone in the community regarding any of the actions that the public takes
Yep,
and the
you're right.
actions that are going on.
Well, here's the bottom line. I have ALS. Most everybody knows that. I've made it public. I don't mind people discussing it. It's fine. As we go along with this disease, my body will deteriorate more and more. I will require a wheelchair, respiration, and other things as it goes along. Ron, you asked me not too long ago at an event, hey, you like being disabled? I don't know if you can fathom how rude that was or how heartless that was.
I apologize for the offended you, Joe.
Yes,
At the
amen.
end of the day,
I apologize.
at the end of the day, no one is being turned away because of a disability. You can wave that flag all you want, but that is not the case.
Amen.
Generally, they're being turned away because of your behavior, because you don't know how
My behavior has
to be
nothing to do with my
decent
son.
around people
My
and act
behavior
right.
has no connection with my son. I am his
It does when you're the escort.
And you have to be there with him, it sure does.
I'm done.
All right, thank
You have no standing here to argue.
No, ma'am.
At the end of the day,
Thank you.
we do everything we can in the city and have been since I've been the mayor, long before I had a disability, to try and make everything as compliant as possible, as accessible as possible for everyone. To have implications from you that we're not is just false. We do everything we can. And it has nothing to do with my physical ability. It has to do with everyone else has a right to attend events when we can make it possible. That's what we do because we're decent human beings. I've never seen anyone hate on Luke. I've never seen anyone be rude to Luke. You've never seen me be rude to Luke, nor will you ever see me be rude to Luke. So please quit being rude to everyone else. That's all.
Since you addressed me, may I say something?
Done.
No, I said you're finished.
Can I say something, Mr. Ryan?
No. Done.
No. Mr. Mayor, I appreciate your sharing that with you. Your speaks very highly of your character for your restraint, given the words that were spoken to you at that previously during that time period. I find it very offensive, and I appreciate your courtesy there shown even to these gentlemen, even in their rudeness regarding you. Again, that's a low blow. We don't put up with that kind of thing. That's not Pinson. And again, we do go out of our way. We welcome everyone, no matter what their situation is. We could all be, anybody could be needing assistance at any time, just about. I mean, we can all trip and fall going out the steps or whatever and need that. And we know that we all join in. We're a very neighborly bunch. That does not give individuals the right to basically wrap themselves in handicapped and physical disabilities to be able to carry out an agenda that they may have that has nothing to do with the actual helping of folks. So, are there any other comments from the public? Perhaps a different subject. Well, you're more than welcome to speak if you'd like.
All groovy.
Any other comments from the dais?
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion to adjourn.
I've taken the chair back. Do I have a second?
You got it.
I second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.